my name's Christina. I'm going to be your nurse today. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at your wound. You said you got a cut. I know you're here for some other things, but since you got a wound, we might as well take a look at it.
Okay.
And we'll talk about the basic signs and symptoms of infection, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead and have a seat. Okay, so we got all our supplies here. We got some saline. Of course, if you opened the bottle of saline, you would date and time it, so you would only be good for 30 days. Every time you use it, you're going to lip it. That's standard procedure. We got our gloves. We got some gauze, some sterile gauze. We got some non-sterile gauze. We got some gauze wrapping, bandages. If we needed to take some measurements, we would take some measurements. Excuse the bugs. We got a camera. We got some hand sanitizer, some wound cleanser. We're going to go ahead and take a look, and then we'll go from there. If we needed to, we would get a doctor's order if there was some therapy that actually needed to be involved, if there was indeed an infection. And then we would definitely identify the patient. Can you tell me your name and date of birth?
Richard Mendoza, birthday is 1966.
Okay, alrighty. And so what we're going to do again, we're going to take a look at your wound and see if there's any infection in there. And then we're going to go ahead and make sure we address it to the doctor and kind of let the doctor know what's going on and see if there's anything that's a little bit, needs some therapy or any kind of treatment. I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands. If I was in an actual doctor setting, I would go ahead and wash my hands with hand soap and I would dry them. Since I'm not in a doctor setting, I'm just going to go ahead and use hand sanitizer. I'll go ahead and put on some gloves. We got our pad under here. This is just like, this would be like it's an example of like a doctor's table, obviously. So we're going to go ahead and put this pad under here in case we need to clean it or anything like that, okay? Go ahead and lay down your hand. Alrighty, we're going to go ahead and expose your wound, okay? Let's see. Okay, so when did you get this wound?
2 days ago.
Okay, so it looks like natural healing process. Let's go ahead and walk through the steps. We're going to go ahead and clean it a little bit here. And definitely what we would do is we would lip the saline if we needed to. So that's the lipping around and making sure you get anything off the lips.
Okay.
Oh, just standard procedure. Okay, so the first thing we're going to look at is it painful? Is it tender in the area around it?
A little bit.
So a little pain is expected. Have you noticed the pain's gotten worse or has it improved?
It comes and goes.
Okay, so comes and goes, but it hasn't really intensified to a point to where you needed to call 911 or anything like that, correct?
No.
Is it just in this local area, or do you notice that it's spreading?
Just in that local area.
Just in the local area. Okay. And then the second thing we're going to look at is redness. I do see a little bit of redness around the area, but it's not necessarily just spreading throughout your hand here. Have you noticed that the redness has improved and gotten better?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the third step we're going to look at is swelling. I do see some swelling. Let me go ahead and see your other finger here. So in comparison, there is some slight swelling, but it's not too detrimental that we would want to, seek immediate attention. But there is some slight swelling. A little slight swelling is to be expected. That's common. That's just the healing process. Okay. So now the next step we're going to look at is heat. And we're going to see if there's any warmth in the area, because warmth indicates an infection. So it doesn't really feel warm to me, no more than this finger, where you want to compare about the same. I don't want to squeeze it, but just tender touches, about the same from one area to the other.
Okay.
I don't see any drainage here. Have you had any drainage? Maybe at the beginning, but not right now?
No.
Not right now?
No.
Okay. And then so, this definitely is not the delayed healing. This looks like really good healing. You're definitely going through that healing process. Let's go ahead and get some gauze wet here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and clean that out there for you. Is it tender?
No.
Okay. Just try to get that immediate area clean. Yeah, it looks like you've got some normal healing process. It doesn't look like it's infected. Just keep an eye on it. If you notice any kind of redness, it starts draining pussiness, it just gets red, painful. If any of the previous things we talked about, the pain, the redness, the swelling in the area, the heat, and the drainage, if any of those things come back and increase, definitely go ahead and give us a call. But this looks like you've got some good healing process here, okay? So we're just going to go ahead and put a Band-Aid on it. No need to take a picture or anything like that. We're just going to go ahead and put a Band-Aid on here. Oops, sorry. So rewind that step. I did this last time too. Rewind the step. So basically, now I'm going to go ahead and create a clean area again. So we've cleaned the wound. Now we want to create a clean area. We're going to go ahead and put a fresh thing under there before we redress the wound. We don't want to put anything dirty underneath there. Okay. Put some new gloves on. Alrighty, so bandage is back in its package. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put a Band-Aid on here. And again, like we said, all those signs and symptoms that we went over, you want to make sure you pay attention to those. If any of those get worse, or you notice that, any of those things are coming back full-fledged, or, not getting better, because they should be getting better over the period of time, then go ahead and come on in, okay?
Okay.
Do you have any questions?